I see a lot of guys who eliminate themselves from getting with a girl because they don't have enough money, and they say that it isn't right because I don't have enough money and she won't want me. She'll have guys with way more money in her inbox wanting to get with her, wanting to take her to this place and wanting her to go here. The thing is, a lot of guys always neglect that money isn't necessarily the main thing initially to get attraction from women. So what do I mean? For example, when you're in shape, you've built a good physique and a good body, a lot of times stuff with women kind of comes to you. So you'll have girls smiling at you, especially in places where you show your body off and show your physique. If you're in a nightclub sense, you'll have a lot of attraction and a lot of girls giving you eyes, a lot of girls smiling at you. Sometimes you'll have girls coming up to you if you're in shape and you're dressed well, which means the guy with money in that situation, let's say he went out and he wasn't as disciplined and as in shape, he wouldn't have got that same girl with the same amount of ease, if that makes sense. He would have had to go out, properly try to chat her up and get her home and maybe flash her money a little bit, show her that he's got a Rolex and all this stuff to get her home, which is a lot more effort in that aspect. And I see a lot of people who just eliminate themselves all the time from a certain girl, thinking that they've got guys in their inbox who is going to take them to this place and this place and this place. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of girls who I know who are relatively pretty and are around my age, so let's say 21, 22, they do have guys who are in their inbox trying to take them away. They do have guys who have got more money than you, who is trying to get with them, who is trying to see them, who is trying to get something with them. I remember a story from a girl who told me that this guy who was bragging about the money he made took her on a date, and he was trying to get with her and all this, and it just didn't seem right, and he was pushing it too far, and he was saying, oh, but I make a lot of money to her, and it didn't go right. And this is just one example, of course, but it didn't go right for him because he was too reliant on that external factor. And the weird thing is, when you're in shape, it comes to you a lot more easier. So for example, I've been out a lot of times, and even in normal settings, so let's say everyday settings, I've been able to get opportunities based off of how I look, based off of my physique. And you can see I'm not the best looking guy, but literally based off my physique and based on my body, I've been able to get opportunities in everyday life. So this is disregarding nightclubs, bars and all this stuff. So places I would just genuinely go, I've been able to have stuff with different girls with not much effort applied from me, if that makes sense, which is a very nice and good thing. It just naturally happens. But whereas let's say a guy who's got loads of money, who hasn't put that time in and that effort in, he won't have them same opportunities necessarily, apart from, let's say, if it was on an online perspective, or they saw his house or they saw his car. And a lot of times they would just want to rent some money. And money's something that you could absolutely get rents for if you're not thinking right and a woman knows how to manipulate you, because there's a lot of women out here who know what they're doing, who know how to get around you. And I've had it before, they know how to get around you and try to get things out of you which you didn't even know you were going to give them. It's a lesson that you have to learn. But a lot of guys that happens to, a lot of guys who got a lot of money that happens to, and I'm not saying don't chase money. Of course you want money, you want to be in shape, you want to be confident, you want all these areas, of course. But what I'm saying, it's not everything in regards to women, let's say. It does open up a lot of areas, but I would say on an initial attraction level, money doesn't matter a ridiculous amount. I would say the way you actually look, your physique, your body. Let's say in a public place, because let's say Instagram and these social media apps and Tinder and all this stuff that people use, it would probably matter then. It would definitely matter, I would say, because you can show off your car, your fashion, you could have a photographer taking it, all this stuff, and that way it'd work. But let's say in a normal external sense, let's say you go out to a bar because you want to just go out with your friends or whatever. You've been putting years into the gym and you've built a good body, a good physique. And let's say you're wearing some clothes that fit really nice, and you see some girls over there looking at you, and smiling at you, and smiling at you, and smiling at you. And you got a guy who's got way more money over there, but he's not in as good a shape, and he don't take care of himself as much. And you go over to that girl and talk to her, make her laugh, invite her out, take her home, whatever you want. Say you're able to take her home or whatever you wanted to do that night with her. And let's say this other guy hasn't even got that look. So it's not as easy for him to go up and talk to her, because he isn't pre-qualified in a sense. He hasn't got her attention yet. Because a lot of times when a girl looks at you and smiles at you, or looks at you quite a few times, they want you to talk to them. But this other guy has to start from a complete blank slate instead of having to go up and talking to him with already being in the door, if that makes sense. And this is where the difference truly makes, because I know a lot of people who have money on the basis, but women don't necessarily want them just because of their appearance, which is weird in a sense, because let's say as men, we want to chase money. we want to chase it, we want to chase it, we want to chase it, because we feel like that change everything. And of course, that would absolutely change our actual day-to-day life. So where we live, all this stuff, let's say you're in a really bad situation, it would change that. But let's say on an external level, when you're in shape, that's probably the easiest cheat code to get attraction from women, even though it's quite hard and it takes discipline. But it's an easy cheat code to get attraction from women, especially if you're quite shy, like me initially. It's an absolute easy cheat code to get women. And this is the thing, man. It's an external game at times. And let's say they saw you in person, they saw that physique, they saw that body. They'd be very interested in you in comparison to another guy who could have way more money, and he's just out of shape and a bit meh, and he don't really know how to speak to them and talk to them and all this. And that's the thing, that's where the balance comes in. But of course, you do definitely want money. Like, money's a priority in this world, definitely. It's not even a question. Money's more so a priority in regards to your actual life. But let's say with attraction and stuff, being in shape multiplies that a lot. And if you had both areas, you'd be in an amazing position. Don't underestimate the power of you being in shape and being able to get a lot of attraction. And that's going to be the true message in this video.